I just ran 142,537 backtests through Claude's Fable 5 that just got unbanned. 99.1% of them failed. The surviving ones I'm going to be sharing with you on a blueprint today. So let's get over to my computer and see what I found. Okay, so here we are on my computer, and as you can see, I have actually backtested with my community over the past 3 months, 140,000 backtests. You can see them all on the screen. They are open source and built with AI. Now, having 140,000 backtests may seem a bit like an asset, but they actually have become a bit of a problem. They are all open source on major pairs, different time frames, mean reversion, trend following, everything we should possibly need to actually diversify our portfolios. Over 12,000 of these strategies are profitable at the moment, but the problem has become paradox of choice. We have over 12,000 strategies that we can choose from, but we don't know which ones we should actually trust with our real money. So giving 142,000 strategies to any human being and asking them to try and find a profitable strategy out of it is almost impossible. So I delegated the job over to Fable 5 to go through and create a system. So we worked together, we brainstormed ideas to come up with the best solution. So I put together this workbook that you can get for free. It'll be in the linked comment down below. And guys, if you don't mind just commenting your favorite AI down below, it'll help me to adapt my content to what you are looking at. Okay, so this workbook out here, we can see that I've gone through 6 stages, and that is collecting, tagging, screening, mining, clustering, and generating. We spent about an hour bouncing ideas off of each other, and we decided that building an AI brain was probably the best way forward. So if I pull up Obsidian here, you can see my AI brain. Now this isn't information about me and DaviddTech. This is an AI brain that is adapted to all of the strategies. So you can see, if I mouse over, we can see the connections between indicators, for example here the RSI, and the strategies that are actually using it. This is extremely powerful for AI because we can actually see and build strategies with indicators that actually work together thanks to the links that we can see in this AI brain. Other things that we can see are not only indicators like the hour to ATR, but if I go here, you can see what kinds of strategies we've built together, like mean reversion, momentum, breakout strategies, and others. And one of my favorites, the trend following. We can also see things like the coin pairs that we're actually trading on, like crypto gold, or even some Forex in there as we look through. So the first step was to create this AI brain. Once we've downloaded all of those strategies and their results, we've created this AI brain, so it makes it easier for Claude to actually understand what works and what doesn't. The next step was for Claude to sift through this data one by one. It was around a 2-hour task. I left Claude Fable running in the background whilst I was out with my family, and it went through all of the 142,000 strategies. His first job was to try and find the most unique strategies out of all of them, because the problem is often as humans we ask Claude or our AI agents to backtest the same indicators on the same time frames, because we've all seen these wonderful KOLs on the internet telling us how fantastic the RSI is. Then it took those unique strategies and decided to take the most profitable strategies from that. Although we do go through daily and remove all the unprofitable strategies, Claude had a much better way of actually doing that. So it went and removed the unprofitable strategies, and even went further and added a filter that allowed him to remove strategies that didn't have enough trades, didn't have a high enough profit factor, and the Sharpe was below 0. It then went and made sure that the strategies were robust. And finally, we ended up with only 196 strategies. Yes, 140,000 strategies down to 196. Now I can actually relate to that. I've been backtesting strategies for over 5 years here on YouTube, and I personally trade around 7 strategies myself. I've been backtesting 3 strategies every single day. So yeah, that actually really makes sense to me as well. So here is exactly what it did. It used an overfit detector. It went through and removed anything that was potentially cherry-picked, anything that looked over-optimized, or strategies that just didn't have enough trades, or maybe looked like they were fit to historical markets. And finally, we come up with those 190 strategies. So next step is to find out exactly what works. Is it a mean reversion strategy? Is it trend following? What coin pairs? What time frames? We need to know this information so we can start nailing down what really does work and what doesn't. So from the 196 strategies that survived, we can see, thanks to Claude, that there were 71 trend following strategies, 54 mean reversion, 50 momentum, and 19 breakout. As you can see from here, we were a lot on crypto pairs. There were some gold pairs that you can be able to see in a minute, and some Forex pairs. Now this really does also make sense to me as well. The crypto market is a lot less efficient, so a lot easier for us to trade. That's my theory anyway. The higher time frames worked much better on the 4 and 1 hour. Once again, that is something that I've learned in the past as well. The 1 hour being my favorite personal time frame to trade on. We can see the top survivors was a gold strategy on momentum. We also had Link on a mean reversion strategy on the 4 hour. Gold was on the 5 minute and had a Sharpe ratio of 8.48. Profit factor of 7, but there was only 69 closed trades. If I go down, we can see even more data, which is absolutely insane. We can see a heat map over here where you can see which indicators work together. Well, we can see from here that the Bollinger Bands plus volume gave us a 67% credibility score. MACD and Super Trends a 58% credibility score. You can see here also which indicators worked well. We had a look back indicator, so that means probably a higher high and a higher low. An ADX, which is obviously one of my favorites and I've been telling everybody for a long while. Keltner, which is a indicator which is very well known from the turtle traders and an absolutely brilliant indicator for trend following. So if we go down here, we can see some of the top strategies that it's actually chosen. So if we open some of the strategies, some of these look absolutely amazing. This Ethereum strategy, the equity curve looks great, 576% profit, 164 closed trades. We have another one on BTC. The equity curve looks a bit rough here, but we had 190% profit and had 102 closed trades. This one on the Aussie dollar versus JPY looks wild as an equity curve. 508 closed trades. We had net profit of 93% and a max drawdown of 2.4%. A win rate of 55 and a profit factor of almost 3. So from this experiment, you can actually see how hard it is to actually find profitable trading strategies. Less than 1% of 140,000 backtests were considered as having an edge. So from this absolutely amazing experiment, we can actually see how hard it is for us to actually find profitable trading strategies. 140,000 down to less than 1% thanks to Claude's Fable. If you guys are interested in getting the Pine script for all of these tests, you'll be able to find links in my description down below. And not only that, you'll be able to get access to all of these workbooks that I've put together for you, the prompts, the MCP server, so that you can actually backtest your own strategies in your natural language. And guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. Once again, have a wonderful day, take care, keep safe, trade like a boss, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Come on, David, and once again he's gone to code a new strategy. He'll be back in just 5 minutes. RSI and MACD. If he doesn't run into any bugs, there will be a new strategy.